Well, for more on the use of drones in modern warfare, we can speak to Onur Erim, a political analyst. Onur, thank you very much for joining us on TRT World. Just lay out for our viewers exactly why the use of drones, unmanned aerial vehicles, are so important in modern warfare.
Well, it's actually quite groundbreaking at this point, using armed UAVs in swarm position and also with precision guided missiles and bombs. This is quite possibly the most extensively used in this manner ever in the world. And I think it has just opened up the doors for unarmed vehicles, especially in this case, aerial vehicles, to be brought into military technology and military warfare.
And Onur, as that report was showing, Turkey has been at the forefront of building its own drones in recent years. Just explain to us why that particular industry is so important to the Turkish armed forces.
First of all, this is a vehicle, armed or non-armed UAVs, were especially important for countries to keep up with their borders and to keep up from terrorist attacks, as Turkey has suffered for many years. Uh, Unable to buy these equipment from back in the days from the U.S. And or from Israel has really crippled Turkish armies or the Turkish ground forces of any kind to keep up its border security. Now, what that those some kind of in some way those sanctions by the U.S. and Israel not allowing Turkey to have this technology has forced the Turkish engineers to go into this. And right now, it's not just us saying this; it's the entire world saying this, that uh, Turkey may be the leading country right now in unarmed vehicles when it comes to air or armed UAVs in that matter. So, in a sense, we're appreciative of them, because had they given us this technology before, we probably would have never developed it ourselves.
And Onur, just make it clear to us exactly how vital those drones have been in Operation Spring Shield in recent times. As Ubay was mentioning earlier, they have been used for a number of precision strikes and have managed to destroy a number of Syrian regime targets.
Well, this was almost like a perfect situation where you're not going into hostile territory with pilots in these aerial vehicles, but also this was a situation where both Russia by themselves and Syria, the Syrian regime's forces, have said that they have aerial defense systems on the ground. Well, this system, and very quite possibly with the help of the also another group of products developed by Turkey in means of electronic warfare, have allowed these armed drones to go in to precisely hit a target and come back unharmed. I don't know, because it is not released yet, the number of sorties that the Turkish armed UAVs made, but let's not forget there's only one UAV, armed UAV, downed by the regime forces, as opposed to hundreds of sorties that were made out there. And the funny thing is, the missile system that took down our armed drone was destroyed almost immediately, which shows the capability of these machines and how precise they are.
And Onur, just explain to us how the use of aerial drones makes the aerial fight different. It's not like a traditional sort of aerial combat. You don't necessarily have to have full control of the airspace to be able to rain war down from the skies.
Well, I mean, let's not make the mistake that these are not fighter planes, fighter jets, but they are much more quieter. They are very much less easier to detect by defense systems, and they have great maneuvering powers in actually lower altitude. So this just goes in, does the job, and gets out. There's really, especially the level of technology that the Turkish armed and unarmed UAVs enjoy. It's really hard to stop them. especially when they go in a swarm, attack position. Even if you hit one, there's many others that are flying around in a swarm formation, and this is really making difficult for the enemy to hunt you down. In essence, we could just say that I think Turkey just opened up a whole new chapter in aerial fighting via armed or unarmed drones. And I think Turkey will lead this technology in days to come.
Okay, Onur Erim, a political analyst, thank you very much for your input. Now.